Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, regardless of what time of the day it is. Whenever you come to watch my video, I will be right here sitting and greeting you. The topic of the day is communication skills. Okay, let's not beat around the bush and waste time because I know I need to value your time as well because you guys have things to do, right? And I respect and value your time. So let's dive right into the topic. Right? And I'm sure that you all have understood by now that communication skills, especially effective communication skills, flawless and fluent, is expected of you, is the need of the hour. Okay? Across the board, regardless of what the industry is, or the offices are, or the corporates that you are a part of or willing to be a part of, require this of you, along with other skills. I'm sure you know what the other skills are. That also talks about your technical skills, your experience, and various other skills that we will progressively talk about. Right? I may not be a specialist when it comes to your technical skills, your core skills that you have been educating yourselves with, but otherwise, if you talk about the life skills that kind of empowers you to navigate and to survive, no matter what the condition or the situation presents itself, I help you find a mechanism to overcome those challenges. When it comes to life skills, yes, I can be of some assistance and some help by way of imparting my knowledge, my experience as a trainer for over a significant period of time. I should be able to guide you. Having said that, now communication skill, yes, I'm sure that you guys are by default are very good communicators. When we are referencing about casual talking, right? Now that could happen with your friends, family, and relatives, and no one would even bother to point out if you've gone wrong somewhere during the course of your conversation with them, right? Because they understand the kind of a message that you're trying to convey to them. Quite naturally so is because they are your friends, family, and relatives, right? But it's not the same case when you're actually negotiating or communicating with the officials or your professional counterparts, such as management or your subordinates or your colleagues and so on. Why, you ask? Because the professional level of communication differs from your casual communication. I'm sure you'll know the difference. Most of the times you will be interacting with high-stake clients, customers, and stakeholders, and so on. You will be into problem solving, you will be into customer care department, you will be into programming wherein you will need to from time to time interact with clients, your stakeholders, or your other subordinates as well. You will be required to interact with other departments to get the job done. I know your technical skill alone will not see you through, will not get you through this journey with the corporates. You will need from time to time interact, no matter what you do, you will be required to interact with any of your colleagues, subordinates, your management, your clients. You will need to get your message across to them effectively, flawlessly, and get the job done at the end of the day. That is what the corporates require of you. Right? And in order to do that, you need to get your act right when it comes to your communication skills. How do we get that done? All these days, no one complained. We're good to go. Yes, you're absolutely right. No one complained about it all these while is because you have been communicating with just your friends, family, relatives, and occasionally with some authorities or officials. And even the experienced employees who are already a part of the company or any other corporate setup, they also have difficulty in coping up with communication skills from time to time. How does one speak flawlessly, fluently, and effectively all at the same time? Is it even possible? Yes, it is possible. Why not? Why isn't it possible? If you could explain to me. But it is possible, I'll explain to you. How is it possible? By understanding the very basics of it, the foundation of communication skill in general, or speaking English flawlessly, fluently, and effectively consists of 8 parts of speech. I'm sure that you've all heard of that. You are all very familiar with that because during your school days, during your childhood, it has been taught in your schools. I'm sure they have. And if not, please do leave a comment in the box. And over the period of time, maybe you got a little, hazy and you forgot how to implement those 8 parts of speech accurately and flawlessly into your statements or sentences to make it more effective and to the right people. And I'm here just to refresh those memories. I promise you that I will not drag you deep into any sort of grammar or anything that's going to be boring to you. I will talk to you only from the surface level of it, but still, we need to understand the very basics that actually help us build our communication skills on top of them. Right? To start with, 8 parts of speech. That's the very foundation, followed by which will be the tenses, past, present, and the future tenses, which is also equally important, followed by subject-verb agreement. Again, another important aspect of your communication. I will be gradually talking about all these skills step by step, but yet I'll make it concise. Right? So the first things first, let's talk about the 8 parts of speech when you are in a professional setup, because every word you say, every sentence you utter is measured. Okay, every emails that you write, every complaints that you listen to, and every updates that you read, every article of the company that you read matters. We kind of anticipate all these things. See, I understand that there is an evident gap between what we have learned and what the corporates and the other offices are expecting of us at this point in time. Now, instead of, sitting up an argument, we'd rather try and find a mechanism to overcome those gaps. How do we do that? First, we understand what the requirements are. Based on those requirements, you do a self-evaluation. Try to find out, according to those criteria, where you actually stand, so that you understand if it's communication skill, how good am I with my communication? And once you've done that, you know your shortcomings. And once you know that, it becomes a lot easier for you to find a suitable mechanism to overcome that particular challenge. And once you know where your shortcomings are, you know at some point I'm not fully equipped with communication skills so that I can, easily apply for the roles and responsibilities that are being offered by this particular company. You need to understand the very basics of the communication is to understand all of this. 8 parts of speech, the tenses, the subject-verb agreement. Although it might sound very grammatical, might sound even boring, but nonetheless, it's equally important. Okay? It has high stakes right in on there. Once you kind of start practicing and mastering it, you would know the kind of benefits that you will be entitled to going forward. It talks about the very basics of it. What is noun? It's just name of a person and a person, name, person, thing or an object or an idea and a place. This is what we call it as a noun. For example, Raj. That guy. Guy is a noun. Raj is a noun. Bangalore. The name of the place is noun. Book, an object, is a noun. An idea. Let's say freedom is a noun. Do you get it? It's as simple. Now, next comes pronoun. What does a pronoun do? Pronoun technically replaces a noun. Why would it do that? Why would we want to do that? Because we don't want to be repetitive. Okay, we don't want to repeat the same name, same word over and over again during the course of your sentence or your statement in a conversation. Okay, so what we do here is to replace all the nouns with a pronoun is what we do to avoid any sort of repetition, which is also known as redundancy. Right? You can see all the examples here. Then comes verb. Verb again is nothing but it talks about action or a state of being. It's the state of being that you're in. For example, I'm talking to you through this video and you're watching this video. What are you doing? You're watching this video. You're listening, you're watching, and you're processing. All these are action words, verb. Okay? I'm sure you understand that. And then comes adjective. What does an adjective do? It describes or modifies a noun. Right? How does it do? See, a happy child held a blue balloon. For example, right? A happy child. I can just say the child held a blue balloon. But was the child happy? Was it sad? Because any child that holds a balloon is quite happy. So how the child is feeling? It's feeling happy, right? So I modified the noun child. I described the noun child as it is happy. Okay? A happy child held a blue balloon. Balloon is an object, it's a noun. I needed to modify that balloon, so I added the color blue there. That becomes an adjective here. You understood? You get the gist, right? All right, let's not waste time too much delving into all this. It's just the foundational grammar and functional grammar indeed. Next comes adverb. It modifies a verb or modifies any other adverb. For example, watching, seeing, listening, all these are verbs, right? Action words. In order to, like I said, for example, I cycle to office every day. Okay? I cycle to office every day. In order to modify or describe the verb, I cycle to office quickly every day. Okay? What adds here? What actually modifies a verb here? I cycle to the office every day. Okay, that's a given. That's normal. And to modify, how do I get to the office in time? I cycle to the office quickly every day. Get it? Now next comes preposition. Very important again. Prepositions like in, at, over, down, under, and many more. These are very important. These build relations with location, time, cause, and direction. For example, I will be at the office by 10. There you go. At is a preposition, right? I will be at the office by 10. Right? Next comes conjunction. Conjunction acts like a connector that connects words or sentences. Very simply put. For example, I wanted to go, but had to work because there was a deadline. I'm sure you understand now. So that is conjunction. And last but not the least, we talk about the interjection. It's very simple. It's nothing but your explanation. When you're in shock, oh my God. When you're surprised, oh really? And when somebody pinches you and you're in panic, ouch. All these are exclamations. All these are called as interjections, right? That sums up for 8 parts of speech. You need to understand, it sounds very simple. It sounds easier said than done. But when you're actually trying to integrate these 8 parts of speech into your sentences and making it sound one effective and flawless and fluent sentence, now that's going to be a task all by itself. Right? Try practicing it. And during the next video, we'll talk about the tenses, which is also very important because largely I've seen over the period of my training sessions, lots and lots of them make a lot of mistakes when it comes to tenses, using the tenses correctly in a sentence or in a statement during the course of conversation. We will talk about it progressively in the next video. Till then, thanks for watching. God bless you all. I'll see you in the next one. Practice, guys, practice. Bye now.